Well, hi again. It's Pastor Mary. Oh, these masks are so important, and it's so good that we wear them when we're out and about. But now that we're talking this way, we're more than 6 feet apart, so I can take off my mask. But I'm happy I have one. Do you have a mask? Do you sometimes wear it when you go on an errand or the store with family? I hope so. Well, I have another book for us today. It's a book that reminds us that sometimes there are ways that we are very different from each other, but there are ways that we are also very in common. Listen with me, please, to the book Stellaluna. Have you seen this book before? It's by Janelle Cannon. I read it to my children a long time ago, so maybe you know it. But let's listen together. In a warm and sultry forest, far away, there once lived a mother fruit bat and her new baby. Oh, how Mother Bat loved her soft, tiny baby. "I'll name you Stellaluna," she crooned. Each night, Mother Bat would carry Stellaluna clutched to her breast as she flew out in search of food. One night, as Mother Bat followed the heavy scent of ripe fruit, an owl spied her. On silent wings, the powerful bird swooped down upon the bats. Dodging and shrieking to protect herself and her baby, the mother tried to escape, but the owl struck again and again and knocked Stellaluna into the air. Her baby wings were still limp and useless as wet paper. So down, down she went, faster and faster into the forest. The dark, leafy tangle of branches caught Stella as she fell. One twig was small enough for Stellaluna's tiny feet. Wrapping her wings around her, she clutched the thin branch, trembling with cold and fear. "Mother," Stellaluna squeaked, "where are you?" By daybreak, the baby bat could hold on no longer. Down, down again she dropped. Flump! Stellaluna landed headfirst in a soft, downy nest, startling the 3 baby birds who lived there. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below it. She listened to the babble of the 3 birds. "What was that?" cried Flap. "I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet," chirped Flitter. "Shh, here comes Mama," hissed Pip. Many, many times that day, Mama Bird flew away, always returning with food for her babies. Stellaluna by now was terribly hungry, but not for the crawly things Mama Bird brought. Finally, though, the little bat could bear it no longer. She climbed into the nest, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. Plop! In dropped a big green grasshopper. Look at that, the Mama Bird and little Stellaluna eating a grasshopper. Stellaluna learned to be like the birds. She stayed awake all day and slept at night. She ate bugs even though they tasted awful. Her bat ways were quickly disappearing, except for one thing. Stella still liked to sleep, hanging upside down by her feet. Once, when Mama was away, the curious baby birds decided to try it too. When Mama Bird came home, she saw 8 tiny feet gripping the edge of the nest. "Eek!" she cried. "Get back up here this instant. You're going to fall and break your necks." Look at the way Stellaluna is surrounded by the baby birds. Baby birds don't normally hang by their feet. Their mama let them know. The birds clambered back into the nest, but Mama Bird stopped Stellaluna. "Stellaluna, you are teaching my children to do bad things. I will not let you back into this nest unless you promise to obey all the rules of this house." Stellaluna promised. She ate bugs without making faces. She slept in the nest at night, and she didn't hang by her feet. Stella behaved as a good bird should. All the babies grew quickly. Soon the nest became crowded. Mama Bird told them it was time to learn to fly. One by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna jumped from the nest. Their wings worked. "I'm just like them," thought Stellaluna. "I can fly too." Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. Stellaluna tried to do the same. Look at the pictures. How embarrassing, felt Stellaluna. See the way she lands awkwardly and she's hanging onto the branch and isn't sure how to catch hold? I will fly one day, Stellaluna told herself. Then no one will see how clumsy I am. The next day, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna went flying far from home. They flew for hours, exercising their new wings. The sun is setting, warned Flitter. We had better go home or we will get lost in the dark, said Flap. But Stellaluna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. The three anxious birds went home without her. All alone, Stellaluna flew and flew until her wings ached and she dropped into a tree. I promised not to hang by my feet, Stellaluna sighed. So she hung by her thumbs and soon fell asleep. See how she's hanging on the branch? She didn't hear the soft sound of wings coming near while she slept. Hey, a loud voice said, hey, why are you hanging upside down? Stellaluna opened her eyes widely. She saw a most peculiar face. I'm not upside down. You are, Stella said. Look at the picture. It looks like it's another bat. But look at it, it's hanging upside down. But Stellaluna's hanging from her wings, from her thumbs. But you're a bat, said the newcomer. Bats hang by their feet. You are hanging by your thumbs. That makes you upside down, the creature said. I'm a bat. I'm hanging by my feet. That makes me right side up. Stella was confused. Mama Bird told me I was upside down. She said I was wrong. Wrong for a bird, maybe, but not for a bat. More bats gathered round to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Stellaluna told them her story. You ate bugs? Stuttered one. You slept at night? Gasped another. How very strange, they all murmured. Wait, let me look at this child. A bat pushed through the crowd. An owl attacked you, she asked. Is that right? Sniffing Stellaluna's fur, she whispered, You are Stellaluna. You are my baby. You escaped the owl, cried Stellaluna. You survived? Yes, said Mother Bat as she wrapped her wings around Stellaluna. Come with me and I'll show you where to find the most delicious fruit. You'll never have to eat another bug again as long as you live. But it's nighttime, squealed Stellaluna. We can't fly in the dark or we'll crash into the trees. We are bats, said Mother Bat. We can see in darkness. Come with us. Stellaluna was afraid, but she let go of the tree and dropped into the deep blue sky. Stellaluna couldn't see. She felt as though rays of light, however, were shining from her eyes, and suddenly she realized she was able to see everything in her path, even in the dark. Soon the bats found a mango tree, and Stellaluna ate as much of the fruit as she could hold. I'll never eat another bug as long as I live, cheered Stellaluna as she stuffed herself full. I must tell Pip and Flitter and Flap, her bird siblings. The next day, Stellaluna went to visit the birds. Come with me and meet my bat family, said Stellaluna. Okay, let's go, agreed Pip. They hung by their feet, they hang by their feet, and they fly at night, and they eat the best food in the world, Stellaluna explained to the birds on their way. As the birds flew among the bats, Flap said, I feel very upside down around here. So the birds hung by their feet. Wait until dark, Stellaluna said excitedly. We can fly at night. When night came, Stellaluna flew away. Pip, Flitter, and Flap leapt from the tree to follow her. I can't see a thing, yelled Pip. Neither can I, howled Flitter. Ah, shrieked Flap. They're going to crash, gasped Stellaluna. I must rescue them. Just then Stellaluna swooped about, grabbing her friends in the air. She lifted them to the tree, and the birds grasped a branch. Stellaluna hung from the branch above them. Can you see how Stellaluna took a hold of them? They're all clutching each other as they get to the branch. "Oh, we're safe," said Stellaluna. "I wish you could see in the dark too," she sighed. "We wish you could land on your feet," Flitter replied. Pip and Flap nodded. They perched in silence for a long time. "How can we be so different and feel so much alike?" mused Flitter. "And how can we feel so different and be so much alike?" wondered Pip. "I think this is quite a mystery," Flap chirped. "I agree," said Stellaluna, "but we're friends, and that's a fact." And see how they're all huddled together. As we go through life, we often find that there are ways that we're like certain other people. Maybe we like some of the same food. Maybe our skin's the same color. Maybe we go to the same church. Maybe we like the same music, or we like pizza. But we also, as we go through life, meet people that are very different from us. Maybe they've come from another place, or maybe they have different beliefs. Probably they don't eat grasshoppers, but maybe we don't like the same food. Well, I love this story because it reminds me that the birds lived a certain way and the bats lived a certain way. And there were things that they had in common that they could have fun doing together. But there were also differences. And that was good too. And I think we can celebrate and be grateful for the fact that God makes people all so very different. All so very different. Different sizes and colors, and our hair is different, and sometimes all of our likes and dislikes are very, very different. But also, we are all very similar. We all love to be loved. We all sometimes get scared. We all need each other. We all are loved by God. So today, whether you're with someone who you share everything with and you're very similar, or you're doing something with someone who's very different than you, just know that God loves you both. God loves us all. God made us with our differences. I hope someday I'll get to meet you and we'll see what we have in common or what we might have that's different. No matter what, God loves us all. Bye-bye.